You are a gastroenterologist, a specialized doctor with expertise in diagnosing and treating digestive tract diseases. One of the most common procedures you perform is the colonoscopy, the insertion of a camera deep into the large intestine via the anus. You have been performing colonoscopies for decades and have treated thousands of patients. You are well respected among your peers and a regular speaker at all the important annual conferences. You have seen it all and treated it all. Nothing phases you. There is nothing you cannot handle. You are the Michael Jordan of gastroenterology. You do not know it yet, but this is your final week. Monday, lost treasure. It has been nearly 70 years since I have been on holiday abroad, and I have been watching the news about border control guards and their brutish behavior. After we arrived in Calais, we were waiting in line, and I saw a horrid expression on the guard's face. It gave me such a fright that I took off my wedding ring and swallowed it. Eventually, we passed through the border without any trouble, although he was quite rude. It has been over a week since we have returned, and my ring has not reappeared. Well, after hearing this woman's story, I was quite astonished. Based on my medical understanding, I tried to explain that the ring was probably already out of her body. She just couldn't see it, and flushing, it removed it. But she responded to me like this: "No, I am quite sure it has not come out. My husband Harold has much better eyesight than I have, and he has done all of the searching. Holy shit, please let me know where I might find such a devoted husband. But hey, let's start now." All she has to do is lie down, relax, and choose her most comfortable posture. I will utilize my experience to locate the ring rapidly. We will immediately see a visual of the interior of the woman's intestines. I know it doesn't seem very pleasant, but you should get used to it. Like me, because I'm used to it, I don't feel anything anymore. We only need to be gentle, and everything will be easier. In addition to the endoscopic camera, we have 5 more devices that can be used in a variety of circumstances. These include scanners, a pickup machine, a cutting blade, a laser shooting device to halt bleeding, and a device that can spray minuscule water jets to wash away miscellaneous things. Now we need to look for anything questionable and deal with it. For example, with this rectal polyp, the therapy is straightforward. Remove it, then use a laser to burn the incision, and finally blast water to allow the debris to float away. There are numerous tumors like this in this woman's body. So while looking for the ring, we also handle it safely to protect the patient's health. However, it would help if you kept in mind that not all tumors are treated similarly. For example, this tumor resembles stomach polyps, but it is made up of fat and calcium that have accumulated over time. They will increase over time, causing intestinal blockage. They can be treated using lasers. We must crush it and then splash water to clean it up. Oh wait, she has more tumors than I expected. If not properly cleaned, they have the potential to harm the patient. Furthermore, a significant amount of food has not yet been digested. I believe we should also clean things up. Prevention is better than treatment. We keep repeating familiar operations carefully like that, and everything will be well soon. I think the ring is stuck and can't come out because of these things. Let's just calm down and clean it all up. Oh, surprise, I realized that the stuck ring was caused by a piece of gum that had been there for a long time. It stuck so tightly to this woman's intestines that even a scan showed that it would stay there forever. It's dreadful, but I'll have to remove the ring from there. So far, it appears to be complete. I'm sorry, but I can't handle it, so I'll pretend that piece of gum does not exist. I hope she doesn't swallow any other rings. This is wonderful. I am a genius. After I rinsed off Mrs. Hargreaves' ring, I watched with delight as she slid it back onto her finger. I will be telling colleagues, friends, and relatives about Mrs. Hargreaves for years to come. Good anecdotes are hard to come by. I went to bed chuckling to myself until I fell asleep and felt happy. Little did I know that this was the last normal day. Tuesday, pica. It is uncommon for someone as young as you to require a colonoscopy because most young people dislike having something pushed into their buttocks, whether it is for an endoscopy or something else. However, if an endoscopy is required, the condition is definitely not mild. And, sure, when I saw the x-ray, I was quite shocked. I could not distinguish what was happening inside her large intestine. After a lengthy discussion, I discovered that this patient was suffering from a syndrome known as pica, which causes the victim to want to consume objects that are not food. At first, it could be anything innocuous, like an eraser, paper, or a small bit of plastic. She doesn't even recall what she ate. This patient recently developed a craving for metal objects, and she began ingesting pennies, paper clips, screws, and even steel nails. I'm starting to feel like this case is a little above my skill level. I'm not sure if she has considered seeing a psychologist because this isn't good. This patient lost consciousness at work and needed to be hospitalized immediately. Surgeons removed 30 foreign items from her stomach. However, much remained trapped in the small intestine, and the surgeon could do nothing. So, I'll have to handle it for them. This seems suspicious, but I need to calm down since I am a good gastroenterologist. So let's get this out of the way right now. There were numerous bleeding wounds inside her intestines, as well as many screw spikes deeply buried in the intestinal wall. Furthermore, there are numerous metal objects and paper clips that adhere quite strongly. The issue is more bad than I thought, but it's only the beginning. Going a little deeper, it will look like this. It's truly terrible. I believe I, rather than she, require the services of a psychologist. She needs to see a pastor. How could she have survived this long with such a mess inside her? Does she not feel pain? I swear that after removing so many screws, steel, razors, and other deadly objects from her intestines, she lost an enormous amount of blood. But, for whatever reason, she is still alive. Is she immortal? Removing all of these requires a significant amount of time and effort. I always have to be extremely cautious because this is too risky. After a while, I was able to extract a lot of things from her small intestine. Now, all I'm worried about is where that pile will go after it's washed away. Perhaps the next time she uses the restroom will be the day she is admitted to the hospital again. Oh my God, there's a shotgun shell in here. This is ridiculous. What if I used a laser to burn it? Her intestines would surely explode. Unbelievable. But the good news is that everything is well, and she will probably recover. It has been a long time since I have removed so many dangerous things from a colon. I feel satisfied to have improved someone's life. To celebrate, I enjoy a large pizza with my wife and fall asleep watching old TV shows. Wednesday, goods are hidden. My next patient is a man with 17 years of fishing experience. Everything he owns is thanks to the sea. The same goes for food. It was a lonely and difficult labor, taking a great deal of strength to get through. He has recently noticed that his strength is waning, and he often tires after just the first catch. He frequently feels hungry, despite having eaten well. His weight gradually dropped dramatically. This is problematic, given that he has been obese for most of his life. Maybe he's just getting older, but the answer is that he ate whatever he fished from the sea, raw. Oh, this is dreadful. Of course, when consumed uncooked, the parasites in seafood reach the stomach. That is why he has dropped weight. He also stated that he had never had any difficulty eating raw food before today. This suggests that he now has a large number of parasites in his gut. He felt as if there was a school of fish swimming in his stomach. This time, as I got inside, I noticed excrement in the patient's intestinal tract. The problem is that this poop is not human. There is something in here. I discovered ticks draining blood from the patient's gastrointestinal tract. They were very crowded and there was a lot of blood flowing. In addition, there are many other types of parasites here. Some of them cannot be killed with a laser. They construct nests and proliferate rapidly. I can see the parasites in all of their developed forms here. This is haunting. Remember how he described feeling like there's a school of fish swimming in his gut? It is real. Oh my God, there are fish and iron hooks in here. The only consolation for me at the end of today's therapy is the discovery of a pearl. Wait, does this mean he also swallowed this? I have never seen a parasite infestation as bad as this. The biological waste bag that contains the extracted parasites undulates as it sits on my desk. The fisherman was shocked to see what came out of him. Perhaps he will cook his food from now on. I send numerous specimens to a lab for analysis. Perhaps I have discovered a new species. At home that evening, I sit with a Latin dictionary and look for interesting words to use for new parasite names. My wife cooks me spaghetti, but I cannot eat it without retching. Instead, I sit on the sofa and eat ice cream from the tub. Thursday, meat. Today is also odd, as if life refuses to offer me any peace. My patient today is someone who enjoys eating, and if he stops, his stomach will become really uncomfortable, as if something in his intestines is controlling and compelling him to eat. It sounds like a joke. Is he certain he isn't hallucinating because he is so greedy? Or not? There were numerous horrible things within his gut. I see eyes, fingers, ears, and teeth. This is clearly a monster. It was in here, forcing him to consume more food. There's nothing in the medical literature that explains what I just saw. Anyway, when the job was done, he stood up straight with a big smile on his face. He thanked me profusely and left my office looking like a new man. I cleared the rest of the day's schedule and went home early. I went with my wife to my favorite park for a nice stroll. Afterward, we both sat on a bench by the lake and fed the ducks. I'm glad tomorrow is Friday. Friday, congestion. This is my today patient's story. His bowels feel very strange and uncomfortable, like he has something stuck inside him, and the problem has become worse over the past week. He hopes it is not a tumor or anything like that. We won't know until we look, but it may be food related. Food appears to be no problem, with the exception that the patient consumes a lot of peanuts. The patient also believes his intestines are shrinking for some reason. During the endoscopy, everything appeared to be okay. The only question was why this man did not peel the peanuts before eating. Plus, why is there blood in here? Peanut shells couldn't have caused such massive injury. In addition, there is a door inside. You heard right, there is a door in this person's stomach, but I have no idea where it leads. Have we gone to Wonderland? I also discovered a few fangs of some creature in here. What the hell? What have I just seen? I can't believe my eyes anymore. Now at least we know whose fangs are in here. No matter what, I have a laser gun in my hand. Just calm down and blast the laser at the monster. I believe this is challenging because I also need to keep my patients alive. Also, I'm not sure if it's dangerous to me, but I can't be terrified of leaving my patient alone. First my right eye, then my left, and eventually I focus solely on defeating this terrible beast once and for all. I finished it, and it's over. Now all we need to do is clear up this battleground. So, using my great ability, I saved this patient's life. The best gastroenterologist can only be me, as expected from the Michael Jordan of gastroenterology. Today's stomach adventure ends here. Do you find it horrifying? Please leave a comment and let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Stranger Games channel so you don't miss any videos. Goodbye and see you again.